Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om. Dear friends, we have to read this 17th shloka now. 17th, the earlier shloka said, Evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati hayaha aghayur indriya ramo mogham partha sajivati. We read that shloka where Krishna said, the person who does not follow this wheel of action, the wheel of karma, he is leading a wasteful, sinful life. So that is what he said. So what does it mean? That means every man has to follow. But then there is a question. There is a jnani also in society. You see, there are two types of people. One is, there are why two? There are so many types. One is a normal person who is doing good actions, but then who is seeking the fruit of that action. There is another man who is in karma yoga, who is doing all these actions as an offering to the universal order, universal scheme, and then he does not want the fruit of that. That is, we are talking about all these ritualistic karmas. And then there is already a jnani, one who has got this realization of self. So for such person, one who has equated himself with that Brahman. Jnani, in our tradition, what is the meaning of a jnani? Jnani is one who knows the unity of the self with the Supreme. He does not see any difference between himself and the Supreme. He does not see any difference between himself and the other fellow being. So he does not see any difference between himself and the world. The whole world, in fact, his own self, it has expanded to cover the whole universe. His limited self, he has discarded his limited self, and then he has identified with the whole world. So that is why he is compassionate to all other people. He Sarva Bhutatma, we are going to see one phrase. So he is compassionate to the whole world. So for such a man, there is no karma. Because he has gone beyond that status of karma. He has gone beyond that karma and then result and whatnot. Because the whole universe, it is his. So when you are a small, employee only, there is a question of taking, working and then taking the salary. When you are the whole, you are the boss of that whole institution, then there is no question of, seeking some benefit from that. So somewhat, it is a rather simplistic example. But one who has identified himself with the universe, one who has identified with the cosmic soul itself, or cosmic, mind, or the Supreme Brahman itself, for him there is no karya, there is no duty as such. So that is going to be told in the next shloka, that is 17th shloka. This is the context of a jnani, the context of a realized person. So the shloka I will read. Yastu atmaratireva syad atma truptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. I repeat. Yastu atmaratireva syad atma truptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. So the overall meaning is, the one who is seeking, one who is in himself, who is devoted to the knowledge of his own, devoted to himself, not himself but his self, devoted to his self, and then one who is contented with that knowledge of self, atma truptaha, one who is contented, and one who is happy in the knowledge of that self. One is one who is reveling in his own self, one who is contented with that, and one who is happy with that. Almost all similar meanings only. Santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. For such a man, there is no duty as such. Karyam means something which has to be done. That is a duty. Something which is a duty which is enjoined on him. So that is karyam. So for such a jnani, there is no karyam. So that is the point. So we have earlier seen the example of King Janaka. Though he was a jnani, of course, not earlier, we are going to see. Anyway, we are going to see the examples of philosopher kings. We have got the concept of a philosopher king in our tradition. So a king who is also a realized person, then is he supposed to do his kingly duties or not? He has to do. He can't abdicate his duties. He can't abdicate his kingdom. He can't become a monk and then he can't go on begging. He has to jolly well discharge his duties in a more enlightened manner. So that is what is called the prarabdha karma. Prarabdha means something which has commenced. Pra plus arabdha. Arambha means beginning. Arabdha means which has begun. Pra plus arabdha means which has begun. Pra is only an upasarga. So prarabdha karma vashat. By the force of that prarabdha karma, a king, though an enlightened man, he has to do his job. Same is the case with King Rama. King Rama, he was taught all this Vedanta by the sage Vasishtha. That is the huge book Yoga Vasishtam. Yoga Vasishtam is a very huge book which is the teaching of that sage Vasishtha to Rama when Rama was probably in his teens, even before he went along with this Vishwamitra sage Vishwamitra to control those all those demons. So that is another thing. Sage this Rama was supposed to be a jnani, but at the same time he has to discharge his duties. So that is the point. So here they normally leave the kings and people Rama etc. etc. We are talking about a jnani. A person who has renounced the whole world, who has renounced the action. Renounced means he has gone beyond all the limitations of the society. In any society we have got the limitations. I belong to a particular caste, I belong to a particular class, I have got a particular social status, I have to maintain such and such a vehicle, I have to live in such and such a house. So these are all the limitations. So this man has gone beyond such limitations. He has gone beyond the limitations of this varna, ashrama, etc. So such a person, he is that jnani. So for him, there is no duty as such. So that is what is being told. Yaha tu, if you see the words, yaha tu atmaratihi eva syat atmatruptaha cha manavaha atmani eva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. So that is the division of words. So again the sentence structure is yaha saha, yaha atmaratihi tasya, yaha atmaratihi tasya karyam na vidyate. The broad sentence is that yaha atmaratihi, yaha atmatruptaha, yaha atmatrushtaha, the one who is atmarati, the one who is atmatrupta, the one who is atmatushta, tasya, for him karyam na vidyate. There is no karyam seen, there is no karyam seen for him. Envisaged, something which in the sekaram, there is no karyam envisaged for him. So that is the structure. So let us see the first line. Yaha tu atmaratihi eva syat. Yaha tu, whenever it comes, on the other hand, because it is a change in subject. Earlier we were talking about an ordinary person, now we are talking about a jnani. So on the other hand, for a jnani, on the other hand, yaha means it is referring to a jnani. On the other hand, yaha manavaha, the person who atmaratireva atmatruptaha. Atmaratireva means one who is atmaniyeva ratihi. Rati means ramanam, krida. That is, atmani ramanam does not mean selfish fellow. So one who is reveling in himself means one who is nicely having a drink and then happily enjoying himself, now sitting somewhere or doing something else. So we are not referring to such a selfish person. We are not referring to either a selfish person or a contented person. We are referring to a jnani. We are not referring to a selfish person. We are not referring to a contented person. We are referring to a jnani. One who has got awareness about the unity of his self with the Atman, one who has identified himself with all the beings in the world. So such is the person we are talking about. We are not talking about a Atmarati. Does not mean quietly relaxing, watching some TV or doing something else. So yaha atmani eva ratihi atmaratihi. Atmani ratihi yasya sa atmaratihi. This is again what is this Bahurihi Samasa. Atmaratireva syat. Atmaratireva. Then one more adjective is there, Atmatruptaha. Atmani eva truptaha yaha sa atmatruptaha. That is one who is, trupti means satisfaction. One who is contented, one who is happy, one who is, he doesn't want to go beyond because there is nothing for him. Because he is not seeking pleasures from any external objects. The point is, we seek pleasures from external objects. That is so long as we feel limited. We feel, yes, I want to have this, etc., etc. But one who has this knowledge of self, one who feels himself with the whole world, one with the whole world, for him it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, he is not bothered about all these things. So he has given up all those desires, one who has given up all those desires. So such a person, Atma Truptaha, then Atmani Evacha Santushtaha. Cha is and also Atmani Eva Santushtaha. One who is happy in his own self. Santushtaha. Tosha means happiness. Samtosha. Sam is an upasarga. Samtosha means happiness. Santushta. Tushta is kta. Tosha kta pratyam tushtaha. One who is happy. One who is very happy. Bhukta. Something like bhukta, supta, santushtaha. Then such a person, tasya, for him, tasya karyam na vidyate. Karyam means krudhatu. Krudhatu, karma. Karma means action. Karyam means something which has to be done. There is a difference between karma and karyam. Karma means just action. You may do, may not do. Karyam means it is something which is enjoined on you. Karyam, tasya karyam. Vidyate means it is there. Na vidyate means there is no karyam which is envisaged for such a person. So here, grammatically, you see Atma Ratihi is what is this Bahurihi Samasa. Atma Trupta is another Bahurihi Samasa. Atmanyevacha Santushtaha. Atmaniyevacha Santushtaha. That is, of course, there is no Samasa there. Tasya karyam na vidyate. So for such a man, who feels that the whole universe is his own self, for such a man there is nothing, there is nowhere to go, nothing to reach, nothing to obtain. So he is in that state of Purnamadah Purnamidam. That is Purnam, the whole, I am one with that, the supreme thing. So in such a state of mind, so for him he is not there is no need for any material gains. So this is the shloka. So this is the context of a jnani. Then in this shloka, what else? Any doubt in this shloka?
Dirgha is not.
Yeah, yes, tvatmar. Yeah, in this typed thing, yes, tvatmaratireva syat. That the word yaha tu that long is, it is not correctly typed. That long one line you have to put. That yes, tvatmaratireva syat atma truptasya manavaha. So that is how it goes. Then such a man, the context of the same jnani is continued in the next shloka. The next shloka says, I will read, Naiva tasya krutenartho nakruteneha kasyana nachasya sarvabhuteshu kaschidartha vyapashrayah. Naiva tasya krutenartho nakruteneha kasyana nachasya sarvabhuteshu kaschidartha vyapashrayah. We'll split the words. Naiva, there is no splitting. If you want to split, you can split it as na plus eva. Na plus eva, naiva is one and the same. Naiva means never. Na is no. Eva means ever. If you want to club it, it becomes never. Tasya krutena arthaha. Krutena arthaha. Krutena artho. Na akrutena iha kasyana. Na akrutena iha kasyana. Na cha asya sarvabhuteshu. Sarvabhuteshu is one word. Sarvabhuteshu kaschit artha vyapashrayah. Artha vyapashrayah is again one compound word. Artha vyapashrayah. Arthasya vyapashrayah. Artha krute vyapashrayah. Artha krute vyapashrayah. So that is the splitting of words. Then if you see, they say connectivity between this. The overall meaning I will tell first. The overall meaning is, for such a jnani, tasya means for that jnani, for him there is no need or there is no purpose, there is no usefulness of any punya, because he has nothing else to achieve, then there is nothing to avoid also. There is nothing for him to do, nothing for him to avoid also. And then there is no dependence for him on any object in the whole world. There is no dependence for him on any object in the world. So that is the general overall meaning. So let us see the words here. Naiva is never. Naiva, never, will see. Naiva tasya krutenarthaha na kruteneha kasyana. In the whole thing, there is no verb as such. It is a mere statement. Nachasya sarvabhuteshu kasyid artha vyapashrayaha. There again, there is no verb as such. It is only a statement. So let us see the first statement. Tasya, for such a gentleman. Naiva, never what? Krutena arthaha. Arthaha means prayojanam, usefulness, purpose. Purpose due to what? Krutena. Krutam means something which has been done. Krutam means karma. Karma, something which has been done. So whatever you do, it produces some punya. Good karma produces some punya. We are now talking about good karma only and not bad karma. So whatever good karma you do, you have a punya phala. So for this jnani, tasya means for that jnani, jnaninaha, krutena na kasyid arthaha. Krutena na kasyid arthaha means na kasyid prayojanam. Na kinchit prayojanam. Na kasyid arthaha means na kinchit prayojanam. That means for him, there is no use of any punyam. There is no use for any punyam means when you get punyam, what will happen? You may go to some nice loka. Nice loka means nice, say some Indra loka, Chandra loka, some other loka. There again you enjoy for some time. So that enjoyment is an extension of sensual pleasures only. Our Siddhanta, our doctrine is all heavens which we talk about. Heaven is something which is visualized at the level of religion, isn't it? Heaven is something which is visualized at the level of religion. Religion says you do this, God will take you to this heaven and then you will be there in that heaven for a long, long time. So in that heaven, what is it you are doing? In that heaven you are enjoying. You are enjoying some bodily comforts. You will have some nice drinks and then you will have some other physical pleasures. So that is the thing which is envisaged by religion. Whereas Vedanta says that is all a visual, that is all for an ordinary man only. You are supposed to go beyond that level. You are supposed to know what is the final truth. This heaven, etc., and all the lokas which we visualize, they are all only at that visualization level only. And this punyam you get, okay, it will give you some sort of happy, say, janma. It will do some deva janma, gandharva janma, or something like that. But then, after that punyam is exhausted, after all, this is something which is done. It is something like having some, say, 1,000 rupees in your pocket. With that 1,000 rupees, you can enjoy some little pleasures only. If you have 1 lakh rupees or 1 crore rupees, you will enjoy more pleasures. But after that, what will happen? You have to again come to the starting point. So again, you have to come back to the earth. After enjoying that punya, one has to come back to earth, isn't it? So, for this gentleman who has already identified himself with the Supreme Brahman himself, all these lokas, they appear very petty for him. All the lokas, whether it is Indra loka, Chandra loka, they all appear petty for him. So he doesn't bother for those, say for that, let me note down. So he is not bothered about all these lokas. Then, na akrutena. Akrutena means by not doing it also. By not doing it also, he is not bothered. Whether he is doing some punya or whether he is not doing some punya also, he is not bothered at all. Na akrutena arthaha kasyana. This arthaha applies there also. Krutena arthaha naiva. Akrutena arthaha naiva. That is the connection. Tasya jnaninaha krutena arthaha naiva. There is no purpose of this krutam. There is no purpose of akrutam also. This non-doing also, it doesn't make any difference. For him, this punya and papa, they do not make any difference. Punya pape vidhuya, that is what Upanishad says. He just discards, he goes beyond this punya and papa. So that is what he says. Then the second line, Nacha asya. Asya means the same tasya. Whatever is this first line says tasya for that gentleman. Nacha asya for that person. Nacha, and also that na is continuing. And also sarva bhuteshu, in all the beings. In all the beings means from all the beings. Sarveshu bhuteshu, sarva bhuteshu. In all the beings, from all the objects, from all external things. Na kaschit artha vyapashrayah. Artha vyapashrayah means artha krute vyapashrayah. Vyapashraya means ashrayana, dependence. Vyapashraya means V plus apa plus ashraya, vyapashraya. That is dependence, vyapashraya. Artha vyapashraya means artha krute, for some artha, for some purpose, dependent. We are all dependent on somebody for something, isn't it? We are all dependent on someone for some object. Artha vyapashrayah is very much there for all of us. Asmakam artha vyapashrayah bahushu bhuteshu vartate. Sarva bhuteshu tasya asya mahatmanah na vartate. Parantu asmakam sarva bahushu bhuteshu artha vyapashrayah vartate eva. So if you want to know, say listen to some Sanskrit. Artha vyapashrayah, for this jnani, jnaninah sarveshu bhuteshu api kaschidapi artha vyapashrayah na vartate. There is absolutely no artha vyapashraya, there is no dependence on any object, because he has reached that fullness, he has attained, he has that aware, he is staying in that awareness of fullness, awareness of his purnatvam. So when he is staying in that awareness of punyatvam, purnatvam, then there is no problem for him. So there is absolutely no target for him to be achieved. There is nothing, there is no work enjoined on him because of his awareness of his own self. So that is the shloka here. So we will continue next.